Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. And I just disconnected the phone so that it wouldn't automatically accidentally do something. But that might cause it to do something, I'm now thinking. Colin has calmed greatly since last time. He has once again oscillated into his more somber brooding mode. He looks almost professional as he conducts a little business with some rail-thin gangers aching for their fix. Back again, I see. What is it about this place? The music, the sweaty bodies, or is it my messed up family that keeps bringing me back? I like to keep tabs on people. Not sure the people around here are worth keeping tabs on. Well, if you can keep it on the down low, I got news I'm dying to share with somebody. Runner types are good with secrets, right? Let's hear it. So I snuck off behind my mother's back. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. No grown man should ever have to say that. That's what I had to do, so that's what I did. Finally met this guy who claims to be my benefactor. His name is Matthew Tighe. He's a human guy. He rolled up on the dock in a speedboat with guards and everything. Real slick dude, like classy, powerful classy. He asked me to call him Matt. Isn't that great? I hopped in and off we went. We had dinner together. It was a little strange, but I'm still glad I went. The things he told me. What kind of things? For one, he said he remembers my mother. Apparently he knew her well. In fact, he said he knew her better than anyone back at Bayou. And that's partly how he came to know of me, I guess. By the way he talked about my mother was like, I don't know, there was something between them. He had this wistful look on his face, a smirk when he said her name. Probably the same kind of look on my face right now, like he was keeping a wonderful secret. I don't remember my father ever looking that way with my mother. Got me wondering about a lot of things. How was it weird? It got weird at the end, like there was more he wanted to say, but he couldn't. Maybe he didn't want to get my hopes up too high, in case the whole arrangement didn't pan out. Not sure. The strangest part by far, though, was when his security detail bust our table and bagged everything we had touched. Glasses, plates, utensils, napkins. Mr. Tighe, Matt said was a standard precaution for men in his position. Even the smallest genetic sample could be used to subvert biometric security systems, or it could be used in ritual magic. Never really thought about it before, but these are just the kinds of things I think I could learn from this guy. Oh, be. I don't like where that's going. Henry stands unmoving at the back of the club, staring blankly at a wall. Had the wall been built with a window, the view afforded would lead straight out to sea, but as it is, the old troll stares at nothing. I've come to a decision. It felt like you were wrestling with something. I have, and here it is. I can't do it any longer. I can't keep going this way. I'm just so tired, and not just because of the dreams that disturbed my sleep at night. I was weary of this world long before that. If anything, the dreams simply served to underscore the truth. I don't belong here. I've known it for a long time. I just couldn't admit it to myself. I tried my best for the sake of Ermine and the boys. I'm more of a burden to them than a help. Better for me to be out of their hair. This just isn't my world anymore. Likely it never was. But maybe there's still a world out there for me, somewhere in the water. Or maybe the only world for me is back in the past. All I know is that it's not here. When my number is up, whether it's tomorrow or years from now, I'll just slip into the water. Less of a burden in death than I was in life. Simple and neat. The tide is going out. It's time I went with it. Nobody ever found peace by running. I'm not running away, I'm running too. If there's a better life for me out there, can you really begrudge me trying to find it? You need help, Henry. Everyone does, and you won't find it alone. Help? It's true. I haven't been feeling myself. Ever since those dreams started, I just thought my eyes were finally being opened. Now I don't know. A moment ago it all seemed so clear. Don't throw away what you love. Your family needs you. Henry nods slowly, silently, like a ship rocking gently in a swell. I guess you're right. It's not about me, is it? I may not belong here, but that doesn't mean it's not my place. At sea, my duty was to the ship. Now, I guess my duty is to them. Well, that turns to something better and not a tragedy. Hello, Frederick. Are you feeling better? The young troll bouncer is as far from alert as he's likely ever been. Men and women pass through the front door without earning even a glance from Freddy. He just taps away at the screen of a tablet, oblivious to the world. I think someone just carried in a nuke, Freddy. Uh-huh. Earth to Freddy. He finally looks up. Oh, it's you. Sorry about that. Just making some final arrangements. My father thinks I'm not ready for the big time. He thinks I'm not strong enough or resourceful enough or whatever, but I'm proving him wrong already. See, I got it all figured out. The Hell Thunder crew has been spotted to the south mostly, out among the islands there. The Star Ferry service operates all through that region, so I just need to head down to Stanley and start hopping ferries until I hear the drums. They play the drums, did you know that? That's why I've been practicing. I've got a plus-size capsule reserved at the Dynasty Mansion in Stanley. I got enough cash to cover that and the ferry rides for about 2 months. And get this, Stanley is also known as Chekchu, which means Bandit's Post. Why? Because of pirates. It's a sign, I'm telling you. I've also got a lead on someone with the Tolovoni down there who may be able to help. He's got connections inside Yamatetsu, and they're pretty much run the main marine department these days. They monitor the ships coming and going, so if pirates hit, they'll know. And once they know, my guy will make sure I know. It's all coming together. I'll show my ball what I'm made of. I'm leaving as soon as I get my loose ends tied up. I think this is a bad idea. Piracy's a bloody trade with a short life expectancy. What do you mean? Out of anyone, I expect you to understand. That's what I'm saying. I steal and fight for a living. It's not glamorous. Shit, now you got me all confused. I suppose I don't have to leave immediately. One more day to stew on it won't matter much. Just sleep on it, Freddy. Okay. I think maybe we've stored up some conversations. Wanting to do another run, though. Ooh. You, I don't have any more metadata for. Apparently you're not going to be concerned with what happened. I do need to go give him his medicine, though, so we'll do that. And we'll do a quick round to make sure I didn't store up... I may have, because, yeah, I went to go do the Gobbet run without talking to everybody, I think. Hi, Noelle. Did you get my medicine? Yes, I did. Here you go. Matthew hastily takes the cylinder from you. His hands shake as he dispenses a single chip from it. He pulls back his hair, slots the chip into a hidden data jack. He stands... blah, 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 blah. He stands stock still, eyes closed. His eyelids flutter, a ripple moves through his body, his eyes snap open, he flashes you a vacant grin. Hey, beautiful! Boy, am I glad to be back. The day was a little dreary there for a while, but now I'm back and I'm in fighting shape. He pulls a fresh cigarillo from his pocket and twists off the auto lighter tip with gusto. It ignites with a faint crackle. Time to push some tin. You just slotted a synthetic personality. No, sirree, beautiful. This puppy's authentic. Genuine authentic. Authentically awesome. Whew, wow, smell that fresh air. Feel that victory. He cracks his knuckles loudly. Some lucky soul's going to get a great deal on a drone today, Noelle, all thanks to you. Rocket. And I'll be going now. I'm not going to push it. That is probably not much different. There's probably a lot wrong with that, but I don't know what I can do. Later, beautiful, he winks outrageously. You've got an extended warranty coming to you on your next purchase. Lovely. Okay. Let's go talk to you again. Well, that was a close one, Noelle. Thanks to you, we're back in business. And just for you, I've got a red-hot deal on solar charges, just in time for the sun. He stares up blissfully at the cloudy gray sky. Let's talk more about your medicine. My medicine? I can't think of a thing to talk about, except how nice it is to see you. Nothing but the skies, blue skies over here, beautiful. And you and Chip, I'd like to talk to you. He sighs heavily through his plastic grin. All right, beautiful, all right. Clutching his cigarillos tensely between his fingers, he reaches up into his hair. With a faint click, he removes the chip. His expression goes slack and his shoulders slump. Matthew struggles to maintain eye contact as a slow tide of melancholy washes over his face. So the question is this medication dealing with an issue? Or is this an escape? Hi, Noel. He says it timidly. He looks around disconsolately at the drone's scattered deck. Here we are. Why are you doing this to yourself? You would too. He lifts his head and looks you in the eye, tentatively, but with a certain conviction. I know what people think. People like Ambrose don't look down on me. Some people like Ambrose don't look down on me, but everyone else, I just want them to leave me alone. I want to be left alone, okay? I don't blame you, brother. The world is screwed. I think that you might be the sanest one among us. Thanks, Noel. He gives you a shy nod. There's a deep recognition in his eyes. I know what I'm doing. I'm going back now. Matthew reaches up into his hair. There's a faint click as he snaps a BTL back into his data jack. His back ripples as he pulls himself upright, and his face transforms with a sudden surge of feeling. Noel, that was real. I mean, real beautiful. You've got some chops on you. Woo! You know, something I think about, may I tell you? It's going to blow your socks. I'm in a hurry. Sure, Matthew, go ahead. You're a peach, beautiful. So let's get real, really real. Matthew takes a big virile breath, looks around in satisfaction, hands on his hips. I'm not Matthew's son, and I'm not Cool Blue Jazz. I'm both. He cocks an eye at you. I think a lot about where I'm from. Some coked-up dude on a sim rig, recording his feelings, mass-produced in a factory, shipped out like a commodity. And this other poor guy, one on a slowly sinking, gasoline-reeking drone lot. Called a merchant of poverty by his neighbors, alone with his drones, the moldy smell of his trailer. It makes me angry, Noel. Angry about this heartless shit that calls itself meta-humanity, but it also makes me proud. Tell it, Matthew. Reliable Matthew taps himself forcefully on the chest. I'm proud because I'm more than the sum of my parts. Whatever aimless tweaker my feelings come from, they merge with the guy who never had a chance, and they alleviate his pain. I live a life of honor. I'm like a knight-errant, a Yuzha. I'm like the swordsman of Jia Dao. I fight for humanity. He looks around at the looming walled city, the polluted river, the dilapidated drone yard. And thanks for reaching out to Matthew. Don't you worry, I'm watching out for him. Reliable Matthew nods in slow satisfaction, a wizened look on his face. As long as there's chips, I won't get tired. I'll never leave. He claps his hands together and breaks into a gigantic grin. Now let's get back to it, beautiful. Jia Dao's swordsman. You're, not like a Tang Dynasty warrior, Matthew? Oh, yes, I am. And this... Matthew waves around his now dead cigarillo. Is my frosty blade. Hail to the hero, beautiful. Injustice, watch out. I gained karma. He breaks out a fresh cigarillo and rips off the auto-igniter with gusto. It bursts to life in a puff of rank blue smoke. He regards you with a sly, exaggerated smile. Now, my honorable brethren in arms, how can I brighten your day? Goodbye, Matthew. You get karma when you finish the conversation paths with people. I'm going to go back to the Club 88 real quick, because I haven't gotten karma there yet, I don't think. Did I? Oh, you can walk on the boat. Interesting. We're going to have a fight here at some point, I'm pretty sure. It should learn all of the spots. I've got a lot on my mind. Okay. Hello, Noel. I will abide. I will. This is it, Noel. It's actually happening. What's happening? My chance. My stepping on up. It's official. My ship has finally come in. My mother won't approve, my father won't care, my brother won't understand. But this opportunity is too great to pass up. Certainly you see that. Seems almost too good to be true. You don't know the half of it. Mr. Tai confessed to something else. They performed a genetic test after our dinner. He says I'm his son. It all makes sense now. I've never fit in here, and I'm nothing like my father or brother. Don't you see? My mother had an affair with Mr. Tai, and all her attempts to keep me down were really just efforts to save face. She couldn't let anyone know her shame that Henry isn't my father. But it doesn't matter now. My real father has found me, and he's going to give me the life I always deserved. For starters, he's invited me on a Bayou corporate retreat for execs and their families. He wants me to meet his wife and his 2 daughters. Imagine that, I've got 2 little half-sisters. I can't wait to leave this all behind. I don't know about this. What's not to know? Matt is the only one who has been honest with me. My mother has been lying to me my entire life. I don't owe her anything. I've paid for her lies long enough. It's time I got something for myself, right? Are you trying to convince me or yourself? I just don't know. Maybe you're right. I need to think about this. There's a lot at stake here, and the world isn't always as it seems. Think about it for a while. Oh, thanks, Noelle, I will. No karma there yet. You're being invited over to be hunted. I'll leave you be. Let's see if I can talk to you again. Thinking about what you said, thinking about it hard. You didn't think to get your blood up? Suppose not. You're gonna stay, I will abide. Yep. Okay. This, I guess, will take a little bit more. Okay, let's talk to Shin. Need to talk to Crafty too. Crafty's part of the main quest line, though. Really glad I finally got around to talking to her. The area behind Shin's table is even more cluttered than usual. Many of the glass cages have been pulled out of their neatly arranged stacks, lying about the floor of the boat like a miniature reptilian landmines. Shin is busy checking each cage, making the contents on a comlink. Be with you in a second, just seeing if an order is complete. Ball python check, Asian keelback check, Mexican vine snake check, Indian egg-eating snakes there too. Good, looks like everything's here. Shin nods in satisfaction, placing the comlink down on the table in front of you. Right then, what can I do for you? Thought you didn't sell your animals. Oh, look at all the... yeah. I don't, especially not the venomous ones, but this is different. I'm brokering a deal between a reptile wholesaler and a friend of mine. He needs a lot of snakes for his next trid production. Shin plants a foot atop one cage, smiling broadly. You ever heard of a man by the name of Dr. Shin Yang? Sure, I even did some work for him. Shin blinks, obviously surprised by this news. Well, how about that? I knew that dirty little dwarf got around, but I didn't think he'd hire freelancers to handle something I could. I'm doing entirely the wrong accent for you. I know the accent I want for you, but it's been forever since I've watched. I need to watch some Wuxia. And I'm not good at accents anyway. I'm doing it even in the terms of American accents. The one I've been using for you, Shin, is not the right one for the type of character you are. It needs to be short, perfunctory. Oh well. Well, how about that? I knew the dirty little dwarf got around, but I didn't think he'd hire freelancers to handle something I could. I'm so glad he didn't hire you, because you would have killed Kufeng. Badly. You must be familiar with what a weird little bastard he is, then. So these snakes are for his next Trid movie. I think he's calling it Martian Snake Witches of the Fourth Reich. It's some terrible science fiction movie about time-traveling wizards from the future. Shrugging, Shin throws both hands in the air. God knows where he gets the funding for these ideas. They sure don't sell for crap. The one time he wanted to make a Trid show starring me, White Ming, and the rest of our crew. It was going to be about the daily life in a triad, but he wanted to make it a sitcom. I don't really know what's so comedic about extortion, racketeering, and assault, but that's his strange little brain for you. Oh, okay, keep safe, Shin. Let's try to talk to you again. As you approach Shin's boat, you spot a number of children peeking out of the below decks area. They're dressed in ratty clothing, with stained and tattered shirts. All the same, they look well-fed and healthy, albeit a bit grimy. As soon as they spot you, they disappear into the below decks. Shin nods to you before calling out to the depths of the boat. Make sure the bilge pump is reconnected after you re-oil it. I don't want to slowly sink to the bottom of the river because you decided to cut corners. There is no response from below. Shin simply chuckles, turning around to face you. They're not the most skilled assistants, but I like being able to keep them fed. What can I do for you? Where'd you find the kids? I didn't. They found me. They heard about the Triad monk who will feed kids in exchange for odd jobs. After meeting the rest of my crew, I think they got a little bit infatuated. They think I don't hear it when they play at being Spider Shin and White Wing, but I do. Should they be idolizing Triad members? Who the hell else are they going to look up to out here? Corporate wage slaves, overbearing, self-important rent-a-cops? At least they stand a chance of joining a Triad and making something of themselves. Anything else is a pipe dream. Shin sneers at you, lips twisted in scorn. For anybody on the outskirts, you can't move up. You can't become a citizen. You're just a body to be exploited. Spare parts, cheap labor, a medical test subject that gets kidnapped off the street. You're a Shadowrunner. You know how it is. Fight to survive or get crushed. Shin smiles faintly. I remember what it was like to be those kids. Nobody cares if you live or die, so I told myself that when I started to make it, I'd give back to the community. That's how the Triad started, you know. Self-protection and community service. If we can't help our community, we're no better than the Megas. Actually, a lot of criminal organizations started out with common people trying to protect themselves from rich people. Vigilantism, basically, starts out of necessity, but vigilantism goes one of two ways. It goes legitimate, or one of three ways, really. It goes legitimate, it goes away, or it becomes criminal. And by criminal, I don't mean... It becomes exploitative is a better word. And vigilantism going legitimate is just staying at the core of protecting people. It's just they get official sanction for it, and they become an actual group. They have, a backing, societal backing. Become like the police. They go away. The need goes away, and they let the organization fade. That doesn't happen very often. People in power like to stay in power, even if the power is no longer needed. Most often, vigilantism goes to exploitation. Anyway, here I was. Of course, it happens in the reverse. Police departments that become exploitative are basically just, yeah, it's basically just they cease to become an authority. They become just another gang. Anyway, here I was thinking you were a bad monk. I am a bad monk, sure. I meditate and say the sutras, but that whole vow of non-violence thing is the lesson I keep forgetting. What does come down to, though. Shadowrun, I love you, but harebrained schemes, please get a better editor. Is that I don't care. I didn't become a monk because I was a true believer. I did it because it was a ticket out of the gutter. The skills I learned there I can use to improve things here. Shin leans back against the cages, arms folded. So it's an altruism thing. You're at the edge of the walled city, Noel. That's the kind of hellhole that gets created when we let the Megas get their way. I've had people moralize and preach at me about being a better person. To hell with that. Shin spits off the side of the boat, scowling. You know what happens to nice people who aren't rich. They get killed. They get kidnapped. They get taken advantage of and shoved in a dark hole that they can't climb out of just because it saves a few pennies for someone who already has wealth beyond measure. So I figure the moral thing to do is put an iron spike right in every one of those bastards' foreheads. The corporate bigwigs, the corrupt cops, the slave traders. I have the skills to protect my friends. I'm not ashamed to use them. That's all for now. And click. Yep, there's another one. I'll see you in a moment. It's time for a new video.